Okay, guys. Welcome to class. This is Mr. Leffler. We're going to be doing a read aloud today. Has anyone ever heard of the book How Santa Got His Job? A couple of you? Okay, cool. Well, this is one of my favorite books as a kid, and I used to read it every single year. Um, and it kind of was one of my favorite books because it showed me like the steps that Santa took to get to where he is today and all the different jobs he went through. And I just want you, while we're reading this, I kind of want you guys to think about me and all your other teachers and just kind of think about what are the things that we did before we became teachers. Because a lot of us weren't teachers right away, right? Like we had to do other things to get to our point, to get to the point where we are. And we use our past experiences to learn how to be teachers, and we also use those things in our everyday life. So I just want you guys to think about that while we go ahead and read the book. I think the first thing I want to do you guys want to do, just to kind of get yourselves acquainted with the book, do you guys want to do like a little bit of like a picture walk or something like that? Or I just show you the pictures? Uh, don't do any reading it, but just maybe try to make some inferences or foreshadow. Okay, cool. That sound good to some of you guys? All right. So this book has some amazing pictures, guys. You guys will love it. Okay. So this is the first picture we see, and obviously that's Santa Claus. I don't want to get you guys confused. So what's something important you see here, or something different than everyday Santa? Right. He's in like a suit and a tie, and he's walking just like with everyone normally. He's just looking for a job like everyone else. So here, this looks like his first job, right, guys? What does it look like he's doing? Yes, good job. Yeah, he's cleaning chimneys. You don't really see that many of them around here anymore, but they still exist. And you see, I just want you guys to see that Santa's right here and he's clean, and these guys are dirty. But we'll see why that is. And does anyone want to take a guess? No one knows yet. Okay, cool. We'll just move on then. All right. And here we go. His next job, he's a mailman. So what type of things do you think delivering mail could do you think that could teach him something in being Santa Claus? Good, yeah, because he delivers presents too. So it's like a skill he learns that he can use in his future job. Good job. All right. Well, those are our first few. I don't want to take too much time. We don't have a lot of time today, so I want to get into the book. So let's just go ahead and start reading it, and then I'll ask you questions. But just make sure you guys pay attention, okay? All right, let's get started. Okay. When Santa Claus was a young man, he went out looking for a job. Santa wanted no part in desks or offices. He liked to stay on the move. Here we go, the chimney sweep picture. His first job was cleaning chimneys. Santa was sure-footed even on the steepest roofs, and he loved twisting through the tight spaces. But there was a problem. Santa was so neat that he never got covered in soot. Or soot. Sorry, guys. Or made a mess in the fireplace. So nobody believed him when he said when he was done. "Where's the proof?" said some. "You're not even dirty," said others. This led to a lot of arguments. Santa worked for the post office next, where everyone could see that he was doing his job. So does anyone want to do a job where they want to be seen, or are people okay with being in the background? Raise your hand if you want a job where you're seen all the time. Okay, now raise your hand if you want to just do your job quietly and not be noticed that much. All right, cool. About half and half. Thank you. Santa's favorite part was bringing packages to people all over town. Waiting in traffic was frustrating, though. It's silly to waste all this time, he decided. To speed things up, he started making deliveries in the middle of the night. But there was a problem. No one was glad to see him at that hour. The postmaster got so many complaining letters that Santa had to leave. Since Santa had discovered he enjoyed staying up late, he tried cooking at an all-night diner. It felt good to fill orders for customers. Sometimes Santa even surprised people with extra helpings. "Oh, I couldn't eat another bite," said some. Well, maybe just one. But there was a problem. Every night Santa tasted and sampled and tasted some more. Before he bought anything out of the kitchen, he gained a lot of weight. So now he's starting to become the Santa that we all know now, right? Hoping to get some exercise, Santa then found a spot at the zoo. He was very organized about the animals. "I know when they are sleeping," said Santa. "I know when they are awake." Over time, he also learned whether they were behaving themselves or not. But there was a problem. Santa became close friends with the reindeer, and all the other animals got jealous. Sadly, the zookeeper had to let him go. Can't show preferential treatment, guys. By now, Santa was starting to get discouraged. He didn't even notice what the reindeer were doing behind him. They worked hard to cheer him up. Together, they joined the circus. Soon the reindeer were shooting Santa out of a cannon 3 times a night. Santa liked flying through the air and wearing his new costume. He was a big success. But there was a problem. The ringmaster wanted to build up the suspense. "You need to look frightened," he told Santa. "We want the crowd to worry about you." But Santa was having too much fun for that. "Ho, ho, ho," he always cried as he flew through the air. So the crowd wasn't worried at all. The angry ringmaster soon fired Santa and the reindeer as they gathered their things. Some elves came looking for autographs. When they heard the news, they invited Santa and the reindeer home for supper. So that's kind of the background of how Santa met his elves, right? So what were they doing together? Yeah, good job. They were in the circus together. Way to pay attention. The elves lived way out of town. They were toy makers, and their house was their workshop. Santa was amazed. "Children must love these toys," he said. The elves looked embarrassed. They only made toys for their own pleasure. Selling them was too much trouble. "What if you give them away?" Santa asked. The elves hadn't thought of that. "I could deliver them for you," Santa offered. There were enough toys here for children all over the world. The elves smiled and hired him on the spot. Look, we got some polar bears pulling the sleigh. A little different than reindeer, right? We'll see how the reindeer came about. The elves made Santa a special sack that was always big enough, no matter how many toys were put in it. Then they built him a sleigh. The polar bears offered to pull it. They were very strong and whipped Santa across the snow. But there was a problem. It was the biggest one yet. So looking at this picture, guys, what do you think the problem is? Good job. Yes, they're not able to fly. They just get caught in the water. But don't worry, polar bears can swim. They're not hurt or anything. So don't worry about that, guys. To Santa's surprise, this problem could be solved. See? And this is also the first problem that we see that's able to be solved, right? And he's solving them with the people that he met along the way. Santa and the reindeer practiced together every day. They made a few mistakes at first, but soon they learned to work as a team. In the darkest part of winter, when people need their spirits lifted the most, Santa got ready to go. As the elves said goodbye, they gave Santa an emergency kit. It held a compass, ski goggles, cough drops, and other things. Santa thanked them very much. All his jobs had taught him it was good to be prepared. And he's using, again, the skills he used are the skills that he learned from all of his previous jobs to do really good in his favorite job of all. Then Santa and his reindeer took off. That first night was a little hard because Santa was still learning about shortcuts and high winds. But at last, he got the hang of it. Ever since then, the elves have made toys all year, and Santa has given them away in one night. He loves his job as much as ever, and he's gotten pretty good at it over the years. Still, he always keeps his emergency kit close by, because no job is perfect. And here he is on the back with all his new friend reindeer. Okay, guys, how many of you enjoyed that story? Like I thought, it'd be all of you. Thank you. But yeah, again, like we kind of discussed throughout the entire time, I just wanted you guys to use this story as just more as kind of just thought provoking stuff to just make you think about that. Not everyone ends up where they start, right? So you have to do a lot of things, and then eventually you find the thing that you love, but you also use everything you learn in your previous jobs and everything like that. So yeah, thank you for listening, guys.